Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. This is episode 15 of the Premiere Podcast, and we have a full house today. We got some very special guests. We're joined here by Will Unreal, Chief Operating Officer of Premiere Esports, along with Joe Mans over at Thirsty Minds Media, and Matt over at I almost said Softgiving. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Matt at Softgiving. Guys, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Doing
well.
Yeah, great. Glad to hear that.
Doing great. Thanks for asking.
So we got a lot to talk about here, guys. If you guys don't know, these guys are the owners and founders of their company. So there's going to be some really awesome information they're going to share with you about their brand. So if you have any questions, just type them in the chat. And if not, we'll go ahead and get started here. So, Joe, why don't we start with you, my friend? Who are you? Why do you do what you do? What do you do, and how do you do it?
All right.
That's a loaded question.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, my name is Joe Mans. I am the CEO and founder of Thirsty Mind Design and Media. Our mission is to expose and educate underserved youth or at-risk youth to the gaming industry in both game development and esports competition. Why I do it? Due to, I would say, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of not enough access given to those demographics I was talking about, whether it be in school districts or even stuff at home. Some kids don't have computers. Some kids are not even around certain things. We dealing with kids who are more around how to sell weed or some sort of criminal act at home, or just come from a poor home, period, single parent home. All they're known to do is try to survive. So gaming is like, I would say, I'll just talk on my culture's behalf. It was really not that big of a deal when it comes to as a career alternative, or they don't know how to even get there. So what we've been doing, I right now is consultant for a school district in my area, where I've been actually showing them game development. We launched a pilot league called ELL, which is Esports Little League, in the school districts, working with the actual elementary schools. So this summer we did our first virtual camp.
Mm-hmm.
We our first camp ever. Um, but we kind of were different. So for those parents who would doesn't have a lot of money, but do have 3 or 4 kids, we try to make it. Our goal was to make it affordable, and that was the whole purpose. If you look at a group out of Dallas, well, if I'm not mistaken, they're all in the United States, called ID Tech Camp.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, like $3.99 to $2.99 a child.
Wow.
So, and so what we're doing is we only charge like $100 per family. $100 per family. So, as long as your kids like starting like the 3rd grade and up, they can be a part of the camp. They was learning coding in Roblox. They were learning coding in Minecraft. They was doing 3D design using software like 3D Max, Blender.
Oh, that's
Then
cool.
we actually had esports coaches dealing with Smash, Overwatch. We had some Valorant coaches. We actually even had 2K coaches. So this is what we was offering. We didn't get the numbers like we was hoping to, but this is something that, hey, we just took a shot. We was more trying to get the concept and do a proof of concept through this camp and see how people would like it. And we're looking at taking this even further. Our platform, what made our platform different is that our platform is actually on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick.
Okay. That's
So that
interesting.
so the channel
Awesome.
so the channels are actually subscription based. So not just anybody can just hop on and
Right.
just see. And for school districts, you're looking at the COPA and FERPA uh, COPA and FERPA compliance. So, and we use Discord as a means for the students to chat, and also for the students who do not have Amazon Fire Stick or Roku, they
Right.
can the teachers actually live stream or share the stream through Discord.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for sharing. Matt, let's jump over to you, my friend,
really
man.
appreciate it.
Matt, who are you? Why do you do what you do? What do you do and how do you do it?
Okay. So I'm Matt Faltzgraff. I'm the founder and CEO of Softgiving. At Softgiving, we kind of do two main things. One is built a fundraising platform that enables content creators to raise money more effectively through online streaming. So we build in a lot of gamification, um, animation, alerts, everything you need to do to run a successful charity stream. Everything is built in it through our platform, so you can run it on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Caffeine, really any live streaming platform. Other part of what we do is we connect influencers, charities, brands, and their communities together to help create events and raise money for meaningful causes. And so we really take a lot of the mystery that the charities have with the gaming space and the content creator space, and we really kind of fill that bridge for them to help get them connected to the influencers and content creators that are really going to make a difference for their cause. And we do the same for the influencers and content creators that are looking to connect to charities and they don't know really where to begin and how to get started. And so we bring them all together and we help bring on brands that want to be a part of it as well and be seen doing good in the community. And so, it's been, we've been around for about 4 years now. The last year and a half in the streaming space. Prior to that, we were building stuff specifically for charities around alternative fundraising. And we really saw how the space was really impactful and growing and really presented a great opportunity for charities to not only target their current donor base with new fundraising options, but go after a whole new audience that had never heard of them, that weren't familiar with the mission of the causes and charities, and be able to provide that great on ramp so that they can start tapping a whole new generation to raise funds. The reason why I started doing this is I was actually on some nonprofit boards back in Iowa, where I'm originally from, and just saw just how difficult it was to get boards that were made up of members of the community that had been used to just raising money by reaching out to their friends and family and local businesses, and were afraid of technology. They didn't have the money to invest in innovation and research and development and growing their pool of potential donors. They were just focused on really activating those that were already giving to them and making sure that they continue to collect checks. And I really literally mean checks. That's how a lot of charities still raise funds today.
Right.
I mean, 80% of donations are still made through checks, which is, mind-boggling because
Right.
everybody that we raise money from today, a significant amount of them have never written a check in their life or know where the checkbook is. So it really is. It's been exciting to really open the charities up to these new possibilities, make it easier for content creators to get involved and raise money for the causes they care about. And in this environment with COVID, it's become more important than ever that the digital space steps up to help causes when so many in-person events have been canceled and likely won't come back for a year or longer. So
God, don't we miss them all, man.
Yeah,
I know Will and I are just itching to get back in person and get these like events and cons and competitions back rolling. I mean, it's crazy. And I think both of y'all's story is different but kind of similar. The challenges that you guys have had to face with with COVID and having to kind of adapt to the digital age, I guess, if you will there. uh, it's cool to see that, you know, the innovation, you know, of people, and changing the face of their company to, you know, suit the needs of who they're working with. So definitely that's cool. Um, I know, Joe, one of the things that you were talking about was, you know, trying to reach, you know, new communities, or, you know, new opportunities. Um, Matt, is that something that, you know, you guys are looking into as well? You know, reaching new potential markets, or any particular area geographically, anything like that, or does it matter who you're looking at?
I'm not demographically. When it's more for, like I said, underserved, whether it's single parent, minority, uh, let's say constant in trouble in teen court. We're trying to reach those demographics. So not just Texas, we're trying to reach the United States. Um, I had an idea about doing something like this way before COVID started.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew what I wanted to do. I made connections with some people in the gaming industry, especially in the game development. But the concept was, you know how some students actually go to college for game design.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anybody actually went to checked out some of the actual game colleges that actually teach it right, they're highly expensive. You looking at $90,000 to $120,000.
Yeah, I mean, look at like Full Sail, for example, right?
Right. And then so from there, I mean, some of those kids or some of the kids' parents say, hey, don't even worry about it. You don't have that type of money. Or if the kid do try to start, well, maybe I can work hard and then try to do work. And unless you have that really mental fortitude to be able to work almost a full-time job and still try to have 12 hours worth of courses to get things right, it's a tough load. It's a tough
Right.
load. So our concept is starting them early, third grade, second grade, introducing them, finding what they're interested in now, and then build upon that. So by the time they graduate high school, they have a portfolio just as impressive as someone who's graduated college.
Hmm. That is
They might they may not even have to go to college. They can actually go straight to work because we are employing industry professionals to teach them an absolute curriculum for them.
that's awesome. So how are you kind of using, I guess, gamers to help further your like outreach? Or you have like a plan for using like content creators or organizations for, you know, the outreach to different states? Is that because we have, you know, a lot of people from different places across the country watching now? If somebody, let's just say, we have a lot of people in our organization, just in particular from Michigan. If somebody from Michigan, you know, were to say, "Hey, Joe, I really like what you're talking about. How how can I help you? You know, I like your cause. What would you have them do?"
Well, it's funny you said Michigan because Michigan was one of the main states I was really looking at. With our platform, it actually helps us extend our reach. For those who would love to help, right now, funding those connections. If you want to partner and actually set up a facility there where we can actually offer, where you still have access to the same content that we're actually offering you here, that's what we want to do. The funding will
Okay.
help us further develop our platform. And not only on our platform for classes, we also using the platform or the channel itself as a means of bringing esports awareness as a career alternative. So, just like you guys say, because of COVID, nobody's able to really do really nice tournaments and so forth like that. Well, what if you're still able to do it virtually and do it on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Comcast, all of those? The actual mindset behind
Softgiving.
it is for some people, I'm say an older generation. I'm showing my age. I'm 46. Uh, some people don't have or really just not into computers. I know we are the computer generation age, but we surprise a lot of people who really don't have computers, especially on the server. Most of them cannot even afford it. They barely even can afford a phone.
Yeah.
But for that older generation, the fact of seeing their child on television, well, guess what? they're going to spread to all the friends and everything. Hey, my grandson, my niece, my daughter, my cat's daughter, or whatever is actually competing on television, in which we all know Roku and Amazon Fire Stick is just another streaming piece that's being utilized, and we can live stream to those events, or just let's even do an event or a tournament. We are talking about what we're actually trying to work on to raise funding to actually partner, well, not partner, but acquire some other software. Like if you've watched the ESPN2 with the 2K League, they're utilizing a actual service called Live CGI, and using Live CGI really brings them to a production quality. So it actually brings it to the point where it's actual television production.
That's cool.
But it's actually, and also it actually allows us to use it where we're teaching kids how to actually handle production or broadcast production themselves as well.
Nice. It sounds like you got a lot of opportunity there.
There's also a lot of pieces moving.
Yeah, as always, everything in the esports industry is a constant motion. Matt, what kind of content creators, gamers, esports orgs are you guys looking at to kind of help develop the new opportunities for the charities on your platform, and how maybe can we raise that awareness now for that on the podcast?
Yeah, so we really look for anybody and everybody. So we work with streamers, with as small of average viewers as 5, 10, sometimes even people with one. We'll go and create a charity stream, and we'll give them the tools and a little coaching to help them make it as best as possible to as big as they get. We've had
I've seen some recent ones that got real big.
Yeah. One of our recent ones, we just did one with Wiz Khalifa a couple weeks ago. That's
awesome.
And formerly Raj Patel, he was the host. Had XQC, Big Star.
Andy, right? Andy.
They were all part of it. Earlier this year we've done FaZe Clan, Castro, Ninja was on one of our COVID streams with Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, that was a big event.
Yeah, that was a good all-day event. We've been doing like a lot of those, and we have a ton more coming up here very shortly with some pretty big names that we're going to announce some partnerships with, where they'll be activating over the course of this next year and bringing their friends along and raising a lot of money for great causes, bringing in some great brand partners to go along with it. And so that's what we try to do. We really try to look at the influencer, whether they are just chatting, a gamer, RBG, WoW. It doesn't really matter. What we try to do is we try to look at what kind of creator they are, get a sense for their personality, get a sense for their community, build events around them. And so we try to tailor incentives and giveaways and really just entertainment around that audience. And so kind of some cool things that happen is like when an influencer works with us, the average size of their audience goes up 25, 35, 45%.
You guys hearing this?
Yeah.
Do things for charity, do good things, and good things happen to your channel. Are you hearing this? I mean, come on, guys. This is a no-brainer.
Yeah. And the average viewer, we did a campaign with A Drive a couple weeks ago, and he averages about 1,500 to 2,000 CCV, and he had averaged over 5,000 over 4 days with us, and the average length that the viewer stayed doubled from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And so the thing is like with the charity stream, we make it fun. It's not like
Right.
just going and like being, beg for money. Like you get the audience involvement and engaged, and what they're able to do is donate, and that donation then triggers entertainment,
Right.
and you get to see that that content creator, do all kinds of fun, wild things that really fit their audience, and we had Ludwig go last week for Make a Wish,
I saw that
and
he raised a lot.
he
Yeah,
raised,
I saw that as well. Oh my god.
yeah, I mean that's he was doing speed runs, he was giving away Nintendo Switches, just his audience was all about it. He was I think he was up like 50% over his 30-day average. He was up at like 15,000 average viewers, and so I mean, if you want to, what we look at and for this is like typically in the past when somebody looks at doing a charity stream, they think, oh, if I'm raising money for another cause, then those are resources that then aren't available for me. Like, and I know that, and we're not trying to sound that too pessimistic or cynical about it, but streamers rely on the generosity of their audiences to support them
Right.
in their own craft. And what we want to do is we want to remove that part out of it and just show like the benefits that the streamer and the content creator receive, and how that then benefits their audience, which then drives greater subs,
Engagement.
greater affinity. A Drive, I think he got like 5,000 subs during his stream.
That's nuts.
We did a stream with Oda Block, and Oda Block jumped to like the top 20, most subbed content creator the week following it. And he raised $40,000 for an Alaskan drug clinic. And so, the content creators out there, like if charity streams are not part of your content creation and your schedule of the content that you create, you're really missing out, because it just drives so much more affinity and viewership, and it's just a fun time. Like everybody has a great time, and then you're doing it for a great cause, and so there's just so many reasons to do it, and we just try to make it so it's not stodgy and boring and and sad, basically. Like
Yeah, absolutely. And just static, right? Just, what I noticed with Softgiving just gives content creator a more dynamic environment for them to kind of throw themselves out there, but at the same time to provide or to donate, right? Like their time and money to somebody bigger than they are, right? Which
Yeah.
is charity or a cause or anything that you want to Softgiving.
Right.
I mean, we checked out their software and it's really good.
Yeah, so I was just
love
getting ready to say we did a a product demo and went through like what it would look like, to pick a charity and to do a charity stream. And for those of you watching, I know you haven't seen this product demo, but Softgiving has a lot of charities, and I would almost guarantee that there's gonna be one in there that tugs a few heartstrings for you, that you can get behind, the cause that they're supporting. And on top of that, just like the creative outlets, like you said, Matt, it's got the it's tailored to your personality and tailored to what you're gonna excel at. It's not just like okay, here's your code, go do something with it. It's very it's very hands on, and I think as as the industry of video gamers and players, we're very quick to jump to new things when they're boring, I guess. And this kind of alleviates a lot of that ADD, if you will, for you guys watching and listening, of course.
Just a quick question from chat to Matt. Chris is asking, do they work with charities of choice?
So right now we support, we partner with the Gavinga Foundation, and the Gavinga Foundation opens up to allow a streamer to raise money for virtually any charity in the United States and most around the world. whenever they want. We have some dedicated partners like Care, Make a Wish. We work a lot with Feeding America, um, Rise Above the Disorder, RAD. But with our platform, we try to have it be like an open environment, and so uh, those charities that they believe that their community will support, they have the ability to choose them.
That's awesome. So you guys heard that,
Yeah.
chat. There's your answer for that. Um, so we talked about why you guys do what you do. Talked a little bit more about your company, and what you guys are looking for some new opportunities. So I want to try and get to some more recent events. What kind of stuff do you guys have planned for the next year? Given with COVID going around, anything that the chat or anybody listening to the podcast can really look forward to, and this can be general. I mean, this can be in your own life or in the business. I guess we'll Joe, anything there?
For me, basically, really start utilizing our platform that we came up with for after school programs,
So
and
got some
actually start pushing, getting the community more aware from the esports, giving them kids something to do. As of late, we are looking at partnering. We are partnering with two Cowboy football players for to do a mini charity stream. I'm still waiting for some little more details on it. It's kind of like a mini give, and we are actually having a Valorant competition tomorrow
Hey,
on our channels. So
nice.
without that being said, we're trying to really promote that all the way to the school district, and even if the school district shut down, they still have the ability, if they want to utilize our platform to reach their students.
Nice.
Okay.
So we got some tournaments coming up.
So with the tournaments, specifically for Valorant, are you guys streaming that tournament?
Yes. So with our platform, we have a stream to Roku, Fire Stick, Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter at the same time.
What's the do you have a link that I could share?
Right now we don't have a link, but I can't. You can go to Thirsty Minds on Facebook. So Thirsty Minds on Facebook, YouTube, as well as our Twitter as our Twitter feed.
Okay.
And we're still and this again, this is my first time. I don't know everything.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. And if you need any help, let us know.
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna reach out to all the help I can get.
Yeah, absolutely. If you need any help,
Yeah, Will's the man for you.
Right. So right now we're also reaching out. I've been reaching out to those who that has like a pretty reasonable size streaming platform, whether it be Twitch or YouTube or even Twitter. Just to give more of an actual bigger reach for those, especially for sponsors. And we're still looking for that one sponsor just to help, because there's something the guys are doing it, and these are tier 2 teams that's actually playing tomorrow, and they're doing it as just for fun, just as an exhibition for the students that did attend their camp, so they can have that. Okay, this is what an actual tournament is like, and this is that serious. My goal is to at least try to have some form of a cash prize for these guys for giving their time, because they don't have to.
Hey, well, if you ever need people again, we got a whole roster full that'll be glad to do some volunteer work for you.
Right. And so Joe, I already started looking for the COD guys. So we got
Okay.
Oh, we got you some. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Got you. But like I said, hopefully, if everything goes right, we should be streaming with the two Dallas Cowboys for a competition in Call of Duty tomorrow as well, if everything goes right.
I hope it does.
And what I'll do is I will send more information to you guys once we get some things nailed down,
Yeah, no worries,
and
no rush.
we'll go from there.
Just
Cool.
send us the info and we'll take care of you for sure.
Thank you.
And how about you, Matt? Do you have anything coming up here you want to share with anyone that they can get involved with? Any like big events, anything like that?
Yeah, so we're about to launch a new part of our platform where we're actually giving streamers and content creators the opportunity to have brand sponsored charity streams. And so,
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa, that sounds awesome.
Right?
Please tell us more.
yeah, so this is really really cool. And so, what we've been doing is we've been so kind of rewind the clock on this year. So you have COVID hit. COVID, um, completely changes the dynamic of the landscape. Like no more in-person events. No more fun runs, galas, walkathons. American Cancer Society, for example, here in Atlanta, they had to lay off 1,000 people.
Ugh.
And the largest fundraising event in the world was Relay for Life, and had been a mainstay for 35 years, and is effectively canceled this year. And so you've had all these events, all in charity, and historically has relied on in-person activations to generate donations, and in an instant they're gone for everybody. Like it's just everybody. And so what we've been doing is we've been working with our charity partners to be able to take all those activations that were occurring in person and bringing them online, and giving them an ability to go to their brand partners and their corporate partners and foundations, and bringing them into the online space where those brands now can get in front of that demographic that they really value, which is that 18 to 34-year-old, which is that's everybody on live
All the
streaming.
gamers.
And so what we're doing is like we're launching a series of campaigns that we'll be announcing here in like the next week or two, where major brands are going to come a part of these charity streams, and it'll be an opportunity for people that can work with Softgiving and the charity to then be compensated for raising money, and that way they're
That's really
great.
cool.
Yeah, the great thing is like, again, it kind of solves that problem. Like if I'm raising money for somebody else and I'm trying to support myself, I have to make that choice. And so if I have to make that choice between raising money for a cause and raising money for my own, my own expenses, you're going to pick yourself, most times. And so you're going to do less charity streams and raise less money. We've been trying to just take that equation like off the table, and through that has been by activating brands that want to come in and be recognized for supporting the causes that their community supports, and really just get in front of new potential lifelong customers. And so
that's genius.
It's we're building it into a platform where the names that we're about to announce are so cool. Cool.
You can't tell us?
Tell us more.
24 hours from now, I might be able to tell you, but
there's only 10 people watching.
Sure. It's just gonna change. I mean, it's just gonna change philanthropy on live streaming for forever. Like that's how big we think this is gonna be. And
that's a history moment.
What's that?
That's making history right there.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Well,
Same here. I never heard anything like that as well.
So we came into this space, and again, like I had been in philanthropy for a few years before coming into all the to live streaming, and we saw like what exists. And I mean, there's fundraising platforms that exist today in the space that have been around for like a long time, and they serve the purpose of helping people, give people an ability to raise money in charity streams. But there's so many other dynamics that that are a part of it that can be brought in from the traditional charity world that don't exist in the live streaming space today. And so that's what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to bring those things that fit and that can be activated. And a big part of that is the brand activation to then trigger a greater amount of donations being raised. And
that gets me really excited. That is such good news for the gaming industry as a whole, but that's, I don't know if you'd agree with that. I mean, that's big news for the esports industry, just in terms of credibility, exposure. I mean, that's wow.
Bringing in non-endemic brands are going to be coming in for the first time.
Right. Just from my personal experience, is exactly what you said. I've done charity events where I donate, tons of dollars to a charity, but it comes to a point that you have to choose yourself, because you're donating all this X amount of money, and then that you are a full-time content creator and you gotta pay the bills.
I just shaved my head last week for charity.
Right, exactly.
If you guys can see, I shaved my head on stream.
He did.
I think I did a pretty good job.
And this is just amazing. Plus, you get to, for the smaller streamers as well, for smaller partners, you get to work with all these amazing brands coming through, all the exposure that you get. I mean, it's an incredible incentive, and I'm glad that you guys are taking on this, and you guys got an amazing platform to execute it as well. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, content creators, I mean, they earn their income from creating content, and I mean, no other industry are you expected to do all this stuff for free, right? It's we get from if you're asking your neighbor or your family member for donations, that's one thing, but you're asking your audience to give and do financial transactions and make financial decisions. And the post office doesn't let charities mail letters for free. The TV stations don't let them run commercials for free. And if you rely on free, then it's going to be inconsistent. It's going to be limited in so many different ways. You're not going to get the top quality out of it. Where when there is some financial incentive and a brand activation component to it, you're going to get people's A game, and through people are going to raise a lot more money. That's why Ludwig was killing it the other day. I mean, just we're able to work with him. We brought
Plus,
a foundation.
He's hilarious.
We brought a foundation where we were matching all the donations that were coming through, and so people were just going wild. I mean, we thought they were going to blow through the match. We had a cap.
And also to add to that comment, it splits the community. I noticed, because a lot of people want to support you, right, because of your content and the streams, and then you have these donor links, right, to someone else. So it kind of puts them in a, kind of like I want to contribute to these charities, but at the same time, I do want to support, X content creator, only, because they need the money to continue producing content, So yeah, I absolutely agree 100%. I love it.
Joe, does that fire you up, bud?
Yes, it does. Because I mean,
that's you shaking your head over there.
I mean, it's kind of hard to ask, like you said. Anybody who knows me who has worked with me, I don't believe in anybody working for free. But the problem is, because of the lack of money, you can't really do anybody justice for their time. And something like this would be great. And I mean, I'm really interested to try to see about being a part of that. Especially for, and like you said, since I'm dealing with gaming or STEM related content, this would be great and would help us to actually inspire students, especially, I mean, come on, they watch YouTube and Twitch all the time. Most students that do have the access to it are aware of that. But when you're bringing it to others that don't, it's actually, again, our goal is expose and educate these underserved youth. I mean, it actually makes my job easier. Even when COVID stopped, I have an idea for something, but again, you can have all the ideas in the world. But if you don't have the money to push things further to actually be a better service to those demographics or to the community, you're kind of spinning your wheels. So something like what he's doing, uh, like I said, I would love to talk to him more about getting my nonprofit part of that. And I know a couple other people that are doing something similar to what I'm doing would love to be a part of that as well.
Hey, well,
Yeah,
I
you
love
get,
to see this. I love it.
yeah.
This is one of
So
the
the
reasons
networking
why
101.
we started this podcast, to be honest, to create awareness, for the people to be able to talk freely about the things that they're working on, but also for us to kind of not just to be part of the competitive scene as as esports or the content creation about arts and gaming, but it's also about contributing to our culture, to show people that gaming is more than just gaming.
Yeah,
There's
Exactly.
that
a new
for
generation
sure.
coming through because a lot of parents are still taboo. You know, it's still a big taboo. Like, what are you just sitting there? You're not doing anything. But this, by bringing you guys in, and people like you that are working in charity, validates you a lot more. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we'd love more. That'd be great.
yeah, you guys link up after the podcast, and as we're wrapping up here, guys, let's do a little. If you could just give us a little recap of who you are, what company you're with, and where they can find more information about you.
Look, Matt can go first. He's a man. He's already on the screen.
uh, so again, I'm Matt Falsgraf. I'm the founder and CEO of Softgiving. You can find us at www.softgiving.com. Love you to come and create a charity stream or sign up your nonprofit, and we can help you raise some money in online.
All right. Again, my name is Joe Mans. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, even Instagram. And our goal is to expose and educate underserved or at-risk youth to the gaming industry in both development and esports competition as a career. So again, we have a website, thirstyminds.games. Well, we're still working on it to bring more content to it. A lot of creative ideas, and we're looking for partners every day to make this thing bigger and actually more effective than what it already is.
I love it. So
Love
I'm what you guys are explaining about your companies and kind of what you guys are got planned for the future really gives me a lot of passion and fire to keep doing what we're doing because we're making a difference in the next generation, in the current generation, and for years to come. This is the future, I believe. So thank you guys for doing what you do. And again, this is episode 15 of the Premier Podcast. I am the host today, Chase Peterson, the owner of Premier Esports here in Atlanta. And Will, if you want to give us a little closing statement, and we'll end it there.
I just want to say thank you to our guests for coming in. Really appreciate your time, and like I said, like Chase was saying, this gives me like a huge incentive to keep going, believe in ourselves, to continue to present gaming in a different way. Not just not like a hobby, right? As a like you were explaining before, it could be a career. There's different paths to gaming as a content creator or live streamer or even a professional gamer. I just want to say once again, thank you. We really appreciate you guys and love you. I love everybody. Be part of the fam now, and I guess that's a wrap.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. If you like what you heard and you want to support these guys, make sure you go to the link. If you want to support the Premier Podcast, you can donate below. And as well, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and drop a subscription to the channel. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.